Guys, I just wanted to do a disclaimer. So, I built this project from scratch. I have never flown a paramotor before, and so I started designing this machine about 6 months ago. And so, in the last 6 months, I've been training and I've done a couple of free flights. But basically, the bottom line is I'm doing everything from scratch. And by no means am I, in this video or any of my other videos, recommending that anybody do this. It is incredibly dangerous. In fact, it's probably deadly dangerous if you make a mistake. And so gladly so far I haven't been hurt, but there's been a couple occasions where I could have been hurt. And so please don't do something like this unless you absolutely know with every fiber of your being that this is something that you want to do. Right. This is a flight attempt number, I don't know, I think 8. Could be wrong. I did some work on the paramotor to make this day sweet. First of all, I added proper leg strap buckles. These are Raptor buckles. They're pretty sweet compared to my other ones that I used to have. I used to use these, but they're only rated to about 250 pounds. And so that's no bueno. Also, I went ahead and I added, this is irrigation tubing. So it's that plastic that's really slippery. And I added that because I have all sorts of little clamps and welds here. And so I want the lines to be able to slide easily. And I also added a header for now. I'm going to have it curve in, and then I'm going to have an actual muffler eventually. Cool. With the wind's picking up, yes, that's good. And we're off. So this is my home built paramotor flight number 1, and it's a success. However, you might notice that I'm climbing pretty slowly, and I was kind of squirrely getting up the ground because I wasn't getting too much lift. And at first I was worried because all those things people said on the internet about not having enough power and all that other stuff, and also there were a couple of guys that tried similar motor builds and they didn't have enough power to lift. But in theory, according to people that build mini bikes, my setup should have around 20 horsepower, and even though I really doubt it actually has 20 horsepower, it's probably more like 17. That should still be plenty to get a little bit more lift than what I'm getting. Anyway, so here's what's happening. I noticed in the video my RPMs seem to be a little bit low, and so what I did is this morning I pulled off the valve cover and I looked at everything, and I noticed my valve lash is totally off. So my rockers were moving a lot more than what I set them to. And so I put it back together, I set the lash properly, and then I fired up the motor, hooked it up to my tachometer, and I recorded a graph, and I just went full throttle with the motor on my back, and it created more thrust and revved up to 7,000 RPM. But the second time I revved it up, it would only go to about 5,000, which is what I think I'm running here in the video. Now 5,000 RPM with this engine with my reduction is only about 2,000 RPM at the prop, which is way far from its top speed. So I think what's happening is I think my push rods are not hardened because I just got some chromoly and I machined the push rods, but I think you're supposed to harden the metal. And so there's my issue. So there's a whole ton of power left higher up in the RPM range that is going to be where most of my lift is actually coming from. So that's really good news. I'm really excited. So anyway, keep watching my flight, and towards the end you get to see my little crash landing, and I'll go into that also. I'm hoping you can see how turbulent the air is. I keep just like being pulled around all over the place, and when I face the wind like I am now, I just get crazy lift, and it gets a little squirrely. Reason being is I'm flying midday, and it took all morning today, or not today, the day that I recorded the video, to sort out my carburetor issues, and now I'm still running lean, and I have to adjust my jet size, so there's still plenty of kinks to work out. But flying midday in thermal conditions is one of the things, well, that combined with not being able to produce enough power is what led to my little crash landing later on. anyway, so things get a little squirrely here. So I'm about to fly over the lower meadow, which is where I want to land, and so I'm gonna do a full circle to come in for you know good angle. And this meadow is on a slope. The upper meadow is up on a bigger slope, which is good for takeoff. It's not good for landing at all. But anyway, so I was coming in for the last circle, and you will see me as soon as I go below the tree line. I start to really lose altitude quick. And what's happening is I'm going in the tailwind. I went full power, and I couldn't climb out. And so the whole being low on power and in the tailwind and probably not having enough altitude in the first place definitely contributed to my little crash landing. So here it comes. Yeah, that's not good. I was so frazzled by what was happening that I didn't even think to hit the kill switch until I was on the ground. And that's really, really dangerous, man. But I didn't get hurt. The paramotor's totally fine. But this should illustrate the dangers, A, of the sport, B, of being self-trained. And you gotta understand, I mean, you're not gonna hop onto a paramotor and clip into your wing and then run and like magically fly. It's a dangerous sport. I'm coming in here with no experience and starting from nothing. It's not something that's expected to go smooth, and I'm well prepared, that there's a good chance I might get hurt doing this. So, anyway, thanks for watching.